Hi guys, this is a video to demonstrate my application that I've developed for the Michael J. Fox Foundation, which is designed to diagnose Parkinson's disease and also work out if certain drugs are more effective at lowering the effects of Parkinson's disease, like tremor and stuff like that. But this is based on theories from Max Little, who has done a TED Talk on this, and he has designed this app. I've just developed it with him. Well, I've just developed it. So here we go. I'm in Android Studio, but I'm just going to play it here from into the emulator. And I just thought I'd show a few of the things it can do too. So you can see it loads up all this configuration stuff. Now I can't really show too much of that, but I'll move that over here for now. But what that means is when this app loads, you can go in here, and all of these things can be specified in JSON files. So you can go in here and click specify root, and I've specified there GAZ MJ latest, and then you can see it says found your settings config. So I've made my own that can override this. You can provide different details and project IDs and stuff, but what this app does is constantly monitors. So once I hit monitoring there, for example, it will fire up all the sensors available in the phone, and it also runs on Android Wear, which is Android watches. So that also has cool little features, cool little sensors. So it only updates on the screen every 10 seconds right now because we don't want to waste battery power, but it is actually streaming all of them to binary files on whichever storage you specify in here. So they'll be going into MJ latest, and you can upload them too, which I'll show in a minute. So yeah, these are pretty self-explanatory, but it will automatically zip things over time, and it will automatically upload things over time, and it will only charge under certain circumstances, and it will the battery will stop the sensors going. I mean, the app will stop the sensors going if the battery gets below, say, 10% and things like that. And you can specify these times for when it will zip and upload, just so it doesn't keep collecting and doing all these things forever. So back on the main screen here, you can see that 2 minutes have passed because I have it set to upload every 60 minutes, and the zip batch will restart in 30 minutes, which means in 30 minutes it'll zip up, and then in 60 minutes it'll upload them. So yeah, that just avoids too much data going up at the same time. And if I stop monitoring right now, it will write all of that data, and they will stop updating. Now if I go to active tests, this is a set of tests that anyone with Parkinson's can take. So so you tell it how long ago you had your medication, or if you had any at all. Let's say I had it 12 hours ago.
Find a quiet location. When you are ready, press the button below.
Now you see it speaks out the tests, and also it's automatically turned back on the sensing. In fact, I forgot to mention, you can actually see here when it's censoring MJFFSensors. Let me clear the other ones. You get that little icon at the top, which is the Michael J. Fox logo, little fox. So yeah, that's quite useful. Now it's also recording everywhere I touch too for research purposes. So if I touch here, for example, you can see it says untouched there, but it is generating JSON and a CSV file underneath. I just turned that off because I didn't want it to spam the window too much. So now I'll start this test.
Hold the phone to your ear, take a deep breath, and say, ah, 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 at a comfortable and steady tone and level for as long as you can.
Hopefully you can hear that. She speaks it all out. And it's recording now, actually, so I should be going, ah. I'm not going to do that because I'm not very good at it. But the idea is, and you see this in his tech talk, that you can determine actually the early symptoms of Parkinson's sometimes just by the way the vocal cords are moving. Because his example.
Find a place where you can stand unaided, then press the button below.
His example being, you know, a dancer or a, what was it, one, like a ballerina or, you know, that sort of, the gymnast or something. They need their whole body to be working perfectly to do this sort of thing, but you can actually, your throat is a bit similar. You need all these things to be working to make it actually vibrate in a certain way, and you can tell from even just hearing it and analysing it with complex software whether someone may have it or whether its effects have changed or something. Obviously, I'm no Parkinson's expert, but I've learned a lot during the writing of this app.
Stand up straight and place the phone in your pocket. When the buzzer vibrates, stay standing until the buzzer vibrates again.
So yeah, these are just test designed, so as you can, quite self-explanatory, designed to find what happens in different situations. Right now all of those sensors are going, right, the gyroscope, the magnetometer, and also I'm using the proximity sensor just so people don't stop things by putting it in their pocket. One of the tests is that. So it's just sensing away right now, and all this data.
Find a place where you can walk for 20 yards unobstructed, then press the button below.
All this data is spooling to my files.
Stand up and place the phone in your pocket. When the buzzer vibrates, walk forward 20 yards, then stop, turn around, and walk back again.
And it will reside in a folder that you specify, and I showed earlier. Well, I think I did. Wait a second. Oh no. And then that will be zipped up. All the files will be then encrypted using AES, and then they will be uploaded to the custom server, which I also developed, which I'm going to show you in a minute. She talks any second, that's why I'm quiet.
Place the phone on a stable surface, then press the button below.
Yeah, so, I'll just start this one.
When the buzzer vibrates, tap the buttons below with the index and middle fingers of one hand alternately, in a regular rhythm.
So this is a dexterity test, obviously. And as I press these things, you can see on this window here that it knows what I've pressed left and right, and everything is spooling underneath to a CSV file. It tells you the exact microseconds that I pressed it at, so that the software that analyzes it can then easily go through that CSV file and compare times.
Place the phone on a stable surface, then press the button below.
It can compare the times and also reaction time, like how long it takes before a button appears before someone can touch it, like this next one too.
Press the button below as soon as it appears, release as soon as it disappears.
So I've got to do that, let go, that, let go, and it's building up the data underneath. Like I say, I've just stopped it showing that for now because once it was correct I didn't really need to see it anymore. But yeah, it did record the time it took place, what happened, and the X and Y coordinate it happened in on all of the touching and all of the sensors at the same time. And all of this goes into...
Sit upright, hold the phone in your hand most affected by your tremor and rest it lightly in your lap. When ready, press the button below. Close your eyes and count backwards from 100 while you continue to hold the phone.
Yeah, and all this data goes into a folder which gets zipped up, encrypted, sent over to my secure socket server, which can run anywhere on a local network or across the world. You know, you can run it yourself, doesn't matter. It's mostly for academics and researchers. This is not a publicly available app, just showing this for portfolio purposes really. And all of these tests that you see here, and all of the timing and the vibrations and that, they're all specified using JSON files, so they can be highly customized after the event. Once the app is already written and they don't need me, they can go, oh, actually we have we want to revise this test and we want to change that without the programmer. That's the idea. this one, some of them go along. There you go. That's the end of that one.
Sit upright and hold the phone in the hand which is most affected by tremor, arm outstretched in front of you. When ready, press the button below. Keep your arm holding the phone outstretched in front of you.
Now, some of these tests are quite difficult, even without Parkinson's. I think this one in particular is quite painful to pull off, but it gives no doubt lots of useful information. Once again, this one goes on for a while, I think. So we'll have a quick look at my server here. This is an Amazon instance in America somewhere. As you can see, it's a T2 small instance, and the you go to private and public IP. Now, if I run my little program, this is what it looks like. It simply sits on this IP, waiting for a connection from the client app, the mobile app, which will then send over the encrypted zip I was talking about, which I will demonstrate in a second. And they come into this folder called Incoming. Alright, so all the tests are complete. I can click Finish. It's stopped monitoring now because it was forced to monitor just by the active tests going on, and they want it to remain in whatever state it was, so I can start it again. And you can see here the folder I've been talking about in here is where the data is being stored, and this is actually the name of the device. Because it's an emulator, it just says Android SDK or whatever. Inside are all the bin files that it's been writing to, and also a meta.json describing various stuff about the data. And here's another one. There's lots of them, and I wanted lots to demonstrate the upload to the server. There's a log file there which basically just logs everything that's happening, which is also useful for the analysis later on. These raw files are the times it needed to record 20 seconds of audio, so they come across in, I think it's 8 or 16-bit PCM raw. You can open them on Audacity, but I'm not sure what they use. These are the CSV files, which are really just text files. We'll have a look at them. So you just get it tells you at the top what it does, and then what each column means, and then these timings, so milliseconds, tell you what actually happened. So you can see the big button hidden, big button shown, and then when you touch the big button. But actually these are events, so you don't see the touches in there. You see the touches in events. You see the touches in this one, which is touch. So they can correlate using software the touches and the events, and you can see here, well, it would look a lot neater if it was on a wider screen, but you can see basically it's just events and when they happen. So you can see when I did press on the big button, for example, there, and this is one of the settings. This is one of my own settings to override the app settings, so I can fill that in with whatever I want to override things. And if I wanted, I could put a meta JSON in there to override another part of the app, other parts of the app, like sensors and things like that, and how they work and which ones are turned on, and what thresholds they have. And there's lots of mathematical equations that you can adjust. And the other one being active tests, like I was saying before. So I could define my own active test.json, put it in there, and that would actually allow me to change the wording of the tests or the timing or the behavior of them. So what I want to demonstrate now is I want to stop monitoring and I want to show upload. So if I go to settings here, test server there, server test succeeded. Now that's nice, that works. So what I want to try and do is get the server on the screen at the same time, just to demonstrate how that works, which I can do, I think. No, well, I can do it with the emulator anyway. So bearing in mind that these are traveling across the world, but obviously that's still going to be quick. So if I hit upload now, right, that just simulates. So right now it simulates the upload. We're doing a real upload. It is zipping all of the files right now and now uploading them, 2.9 megabytes. You can see on the left there the server received it and says saving as, and then should finish saving soon. And you can see the file appeared at the bottom. Yep, file complete. Okay, so now it's zip.aes. Well, I've installed this AES decryption thing. So all you do there is double click it, type in the password that you gave it. That will decrypt it to a zip. So now we'll just extract the zip to here. And inside the zip you can see everything that I just showed you on the emulator side. Just the bin files and the meta, and they came over the socket to my little server here, encrypted and then got decrypted, and there's the log file and everything, and that was it. It all worked. I'll just have a quick look at this. You see, well, they don't look very good in that text editor, but if you open them in Notepad++, they look proper. No, I don't want to download that. So I'll just delete them for now so I don't get confused. I think that's pretty much the app actually, and you can see here on the right what it did there when it added them all to the zip and then encrypted it and then uploaded it. Anything else about this app? Not really, they're all there. Upload features, active tests, settings. No, I think that's it. And it looks like a quite simple app actually, but remember it does run on a watch, and I had to develop the server bit, and it's not a simple app actually. It's quite highly configurable and been very difficult to get right and bug free and make sure it doesn't stop when you know, the people turn the screen off or you leave the app and things like that. But overall, very impressive, and I'm really happy to help the MJ Fox Foundation, you know, in a small way, try and help them out against Parkinson's. Okay, thanks for watching.